Let's talk about the toxic office culture that might be hurting you more than your actual desk setup. The culture of presenteeism, where taking breaks is seen as laziness and working through pain demonstrates dedication. This cultural problem creates epidemic musculoskeletal problems while paradoxically reducing the productivity it claims to enhance. Presenteeism is when employees work while sick or injured. Research shows it costs more than absenteeism in terms of lost productivity. Think about it. You're physically at your desk, but functioning at maybe 60% capacity because of pain. You're making more errors, working slower, needing to redo tasks. Your cognitive function is impaired from pain medication. And this behavior spreads through office culture like a contagion. Everyone suffers to avoid appearing lazy or uncommitted. You can identify toxic presenteeism cultures through specific indicators. Managers who never take breaks set harmful examples. If the boss doesn't move from their desk all day, subordinates feel they can't either. There are subtle penalties for movement, like managers questioning, "Where were you?" when you return from a bathroom break. Reward systems prioritize hours worked over actual output, creating perverse incentives to appear busy rather than be effective. The intervention strategies need to come from leadership. Managers must model healthy behaviors, taking walking meetings, using standing desks visibly, leaving work on time. Organizations need to give explicit permission for movement breaks, making it clear these aren't laziness, but expected professional behavior. Reframe breaks as productivity tools, not time theft. "I'm taking a walk to think through this problem" should be valued, not penalized. Organizational culture change requires frameworks. Designate wellness champions within teams who encourage and normalize healthy behaviors. Create ergonomics policies with accountability mechanisms, not just guidelines that get ignored. Track health outcomes, not just face time. Measure things like workers' compensation claims, healthcare costs, sick days, and employee satisfaction. Company case studies show remarkable transformations. Organizations that shifted from presenteeism cultures to wellness cultures see reduced healthcare costs. We're talking significant decreases in injury rates and associated expenses. Employee retention improves dramatically when people aren't leaving jobs because of chronic pain. And here's the paradox: productivity often increases when breaks are normalized. Well-rested, pain-free employees produce better work in less time than exhausted, suffering employees grinding through longer hours. The remote work dimension adds complexity. Home office presenteeism manifests as feeling obligated to respond immediately to all messages to prove you're actually working. There's a loss of natural movement cues. In an office, you might walk to meetings, to the printer, to colleagues' desks. At home, you can literally sit in the same spot for 8 straight hours. Boundary setting becomes crucial, designating work hours and actually stopping, creating deliberate movement breaks since they won't happen organically. If you're in a presenteeism culture, what can you do as an individual employee? Document your breaks and movement as part of your work routine. I schedule 15-minute walks to improve focus and creativity. Track your productivity and health, showing objectively how breaks improve your output. Find allies among colleagues to collectively normalize healthy behaviors. And if the culture is truly toxic and unchangeable, that's information about whether this workplace supports your long-term well-being. The fundamental issue is that presenteeism mistakes visible suffering for value creation. It's performative productivity theater that harms both employees and the organization's bottom line. Changing this culture requires courage from leadership and advocacy from employees, but the benefits, healthier workers, lower costs, better actual productivity, are substantial and measurable.